It's Gared! Get the Castellan! Tell him his nephew survived!
Survivor. I look like shit though.
Gared! I was too late. You were already dead. Bring the Maester! Meet us in the Great Hall! Quickly! Two Whitehill soldiers? And a Bolton.
Yes. That would be the things that attacked me.
They killed my family. And for what? My sister, she was only 8 years old.
She might still be alive though.
With the Starks in power. It's unimaginable. Unacceptable. You have my condolences.
Thanks.
Thank you, Maester.
The blade cut deep, but I should be able to save your leg.
Oh, that's good.
Your justice was swift. Some will call it vengeance. No doubt the Whitehills will claim it was murder.
Most likely,
it was your family. I can't say I would have done any different than you. But the Whitehills won't see it that way.
It was justice. They got what they deserved.
They did indeed. We can't let the Whitehills just walk all over us. These maggots ought to help prevent infection.
You're gonna put maggots in my...
Hold the wound open for me, would you?
I guess that's what they did back in the day, but... Oh god, what do I... Oh, no, I have to do it myself. And I have to slide it. Oh god, oh no. Ugh. Oh, that's nasty. Oh no. Oh, there's nuggets in it. Oh my god. Ugh.
These are dark days, I fear.
Oh, that's gross.
To lose the
It's
lord
nasty.
of the house and the eldest son through such a despicable act of treachery and betrayal.
Oh god. That's nasty.
Greater houses than ours have fallen in times such as this. The late Lord Forrester was a good man. And poor Roderick. A serious man, but he would have made a good lord.
Our house will never fall.
By the gods, let's hope you're right. The future of this house is in Lord Ethan's hands now.
Hopefully he does a good
Though
job.
He is young and altogether unprepared to lead.
Yeah.
Right. This might hurt a bit.
Don't do anything bad.
Hold this for me, will you?
Oh yes, I can hold anything for you.
I understand from your uncle that Lord Forrester saved your life.
He did.
Indeed.
Rather odd, though, that he chose to save you, his squire, and not his son Roderick. Not that Roderick couldn't handle himself. He was as good with a sword as any man I've seen. It's unfortunate the Citadel doesn't train maesters in the art of warcraft.
Roderick had already fallen. There was nothing we could do.
Well, I'd imagine Lord Forrester would sacrifice himself to save anyone from his house. High or low. Lady Forrester will be here any moment now.
Okay.
I'd like you to walk for me first, to see if you can put any weight on that leg.
Hopefully I can. Yeah, it looks good. He can walk for it completely fine.
Go on. Don't stop now. It's better to let the blood circulate.
Yeah, let the maggots feast on my leg. Let's not look at the medical supplies, actually, now that I think about it. Tapestry, let's have a look. It's a House Forrester here. Asher.
Asher. Exiled to Essos, unfortunately.
Talia and Ethan.
Talia and Ethan. I suppose Lord Ethan now. Mira. Still in King's Landing, I suppose. Although, I wonder if they'll bring her home. Lady Forrester. She's always been kind to me. Treated me like I was a Forrester myself.
That's nice.
Ryan. Never easy being a fourth-born son.
That's so true, though. Ain't that the truth?
Lord Forrester. It was an honour to squire for him. Gregor the Good. Roderick. He was our best warrior by far.
Learn more about the Forresters on the menu codex page. Ah, here we go. I have lots of text on each of them. Sweet, okay. Gregor Forrester, Lord of Ironrath. Lord Forrester is a lord of a strong northern house and a bannerman of House Stark. As a youth, he famously arm-wrestled Galbert Glover for the privilege of becoming the man's squire. Glover later joked that he'd gladly lose the match all over again. Gregor married Alyssa Branfield, a daughter of a southern Targaryen loyalist. Before Robert Baratheon seized the Iron Throne, Gregor ascended to the lordship after his father died at the Trident, and he had led House Forrester during the 16 years since. Lady Alyssa Forrester, Lord Forrester's wife. Alyssa Forrester was born to House Branfield, a minor Southron house that was destroyed when the Targaryen dynasty fell. She had been married to Gregor for many years when Robert's rebellion signaled her family's demise, yet she nonetheless felt conflicted between her father's loyalties and her husband's. In time, Alyssa came to feel that Ironrath was her true home, and she embraced her role as the Forrester matriarch. She has silently sworn she'll never see her family destroyed again. Roderick Forrester, firstborn son. Lord Forrester's eldest son, Roderick, was trained from an early age to shoulder the burdens of leadership. In truth, he was built for the role, strong, charismatic, and formidable in the battlefield. When Rod Stark called his bannermen to war, Lord Forrester asked Roderick to stay behind and protect Ironrath, but Roderick would have none of it. Instead, he rode off at his father's side and led the Forrester cavalry with such valor that his name came to be feared amongst the ranks of Lannister's soldiers. Asher Forrester, exiled second son. Asher had always been a rebellious youth, brawling in taverns, sleeping with whores, and finding ways to raise his father's ire. But his life took a dark turn when at age 17 he fell in love with Gwyn Whitehill, the eldest daughter of his father's bitter rival. Bloodshed ensued, and Lord Forrester faced a grim choice: go to war or exile Asher across the narrow sea. He chose the latter. Asher remains in Essos to this day, living as a sellsword, trying not to think about the life he had left behind. Mira Forrester, eldest daughter. Mira had always been fond of Ironrath, but Lady Forrester, wanting her eldest daughter to learn the ways of a Southron court, arranged for Mira to serve as a handmaiden to Targaryen Tyrell. To Mira's great surprise, she enjoyed attending on Marjorie at Highgarden, and followed her to King's Landing with enthusiasm. Life in the capital has not been easy for Mira, as her straightforward northern ways are often at odds with the subtleties of court life, but she also has more guile than she realizes. Ethan Forrester, third-born son. Whereas his eldest brothers were natural warriors, Ethan always found himself drawn to pursuits of the mind, particularly music and books. He also bore a great love for the towering trees of Ironrath, a love he still shares with his twin sister Talia. Ethan was just a boy when House Forrester joined the War of the Five Kings, but by war's end he had been thrust into a role he was unprepared for. On cool autumn evenings, Ethan can still be heard playing his lute in the Ironwood Grove. Talia Forrester, second-born daughter. During her fourth pregnancy, Lady Forrester dreamed she would birth a daughter with a voice like the summer rain, but as fate would have it, she gave birth to a boy. The infant Ethan wailed for hours until Lady Forrester entered a second labor, this time birthing a girl. She named the girl Talia after her own mother, and from then on, Ethan hardly ever cried. Her dream came true, for there was no sound at Ironrath more lovely than that of Talia singing as her brother plays the lute. Ryan Forrester, fourth-born son. The last of the Forrester children, Ryan grew up idolizing his elder siblings and spent many an hour chasing Ethan and Talia through the grove. His youth has been pleasant and shielded from responsibility, but recently Ryan's innocence has begun to fade. When the war began, Ryan was too young to understand why Roderick and his father were leaving home. But the grim realities of a house at war has been impossible to avoid, and Ryan now asks questions for which his siblings have no easy answer. Gared Tuttle, squire to Lord Forrester. Gared was raised on stories of heroism about the likes of Arthur Doyne and Simone Star Eyes. Though the son of a pig farmer, he has always aspired to one day become a warrior himself. With the help of his uncle Duncan, who had risen from low-born origins to become Castellan of Ironrath, Gared found work in Lord Forrester's stables, rising through the ranks to eventually be named his squire. Gared has served Lord Forrester throughout the long months in King Rob's army and is ready to be warrior in his own right. Duncan Tuttle, Castellan of Ironrath. As a boy, Duncan showed such talent for managing his family's farm that everyone assumed he'd one day take over, but Duncan was fated to run more than fields and a pig pen. In time, he struck up an unlikely friendship with Gregor Forrester, the heir to House Forrester. The two grew close, and when Gregor became lord, he named Duncan his Castellan. Many eyebrows were raised, but Duncan proved himself worthy and has served the house well in the long years since. Sir Royland de Gore, Ironrath's Master-at-Arms. Royland de Gore joined Lord Forrester's army after his family was wiped out by Ironborn during Balin Greyjoy's rebellion. Dregor had a natural grasp of military tactics and strategy and came to play a crucial role in the siege of Pike that ended the war. In the months that followed, King Robert awarded Royland a knighthood, and Lord Forrester asked him to serve as Ironrath's Master-at-Arms. Sir Royland still holds the position and is known for his military expertise, as well as his legendary temper. Maester Ortengrin, Maester to Ironrath. Originating from a minor house in the Vale, Maester Ortengrin studied at the Citadel in the hope of being assigned to the Eyrie, but by the time he'd earned enough links on his chain to graduate from Acolyte, John Arryn had been murdered and the South was in turmoil. The Citadel ultimately assigned Maester Ortengrin to Ironrath, where he soon came to respect the Forrester family's honor and integrity. He now serves the Forresters with pride and has become a trusted advisor to the Lord. Malcolm Branfield, Lady Forrester's brother. As a young man, Malcolm was the black sheep of the Branfield family. He liked to roam the countryside in the style of a hedge knight, refusing his father's offers of marriage and lands. Malcolm fought bravely alongside his brothers when House Branfield fell, yet he and his sisters were the only two survivors. Malcolm now lives with Lady Alyssa's new family at Ironrath, though he still tends to disappear for weeks at a stretch. Malcolm has fathered no children, thus he is the last of the Branfield line. Ironrath, ancient seat of the House Forrester. An imposing stronghold surrounded by towering ironwood trees, Ironrath marks the ancestral home of House Forrester. Built over 1500 years ago by Cedric Forrester and his triplet sons, Ironrath is a testament to the strength and endurance of Ironwood itself. More than one visitor has called Ironrath the most striking keep in the north. Even Ned Stark was said to be envious. Ironrath sits on the edge of the largest ironwood forest in Westeros, which has proven to be the strategic advantage for the house. And that we go. That's like a lot of lore there. Let's continue the game.
You seem to be favouring it. Always sad to see a warrior lose a leg.
I'm fine, Maester Ortengrin. Look, I'll show you.
You need to walk all the way around to check out this chair, but okay. More things we can click on. Oh, there's a shield there we can look at. Look at the window as well. Ooh. Pretty. It's made of ironwood. Look at the window.
The Ironwood Grove.
It's a lovely place. Look at the shield as well. Look at that. See my
An ironwood shield.
My foot is fine.
The strongest wood in the known world. The Forresters owe their lives to this wood and the weapons that come from it.
We are the masters of the forest wood thing, magic thing, ironwood.
I may be mistaken. You do seem able to put weight on it.
Yeah, see, my leg's completely fine. More things we can look at? No. Talk to you.
Does your leg feel weak?
No. I just wanted to ask you.
Why do the White Hills hate
Why
us?
do the White Hills hate the Forresters?
I think it's safe to say the feeling is mutual. There's been enmity between the two houses for as long as anyone can remember. I don't doubt someone killed someone, which led to more killings of someones, and then, well, here we are.
Makes sense, I guess. Gonna leave now?
Can I go now?
I believe your leg will be fine. Only time will tell, but... Lady Forrester.
Welcome home, Gared.
Thanks.
We're all relieved to know you survived.
Thank you, my lady.
Talia asked to see you.
Gared, I heard what happened. Is it true?
Yeah.
Your family... I'm so sorry.
Me too.
Off to bed now. Hurry on.
How old is she anyway?
Gared was just telling me how valiantly Lord Forrester fought to the end, even when all was lost. I'm sure Lady Forrester would like to know. Whatever you can recall.
You saved my life, my lady.
Yet not Roderick's.
You were with Roderick, no? I'm sure it was chaos and confusion, but if you can remember anything...
I'm sorry, my lady. Nothing could be done to save him.
He was House Forrester's best.
He was. Such a shame to lose him.
This has been so incredibly difficult for us, especially the children. But I was told you were the last to see my husband alive.
Yes, my lady.
I know it may be difficult to remember, but if I may ask, was there anything he said?
Any
Yeah, I'm
last
not
words
supposed to tell
before
that.
he passed? If you can remember.
Till they
He
won.
said he loved you.
That's very kind of you to say. You have the Forrester's sword.
Ethan should have it, now that he is Lord.
Lord Forrester asked me to return it to the house. He said this is where it belongs. With his family.
Thank you, Gared.
Of course, my lady.
It demands a response.
It's too dangerous, especially now.
Now
That's
is the
dangerous.
time to prove our strength.
I'll be sure it's given to Ethan.
Okay. It's probably White Hills.
Duncan,
How?
this was our land. They were our people. Your family.
I share your outrage, Sir
Uncle
Roy.
Duncan.
I do. But now is not the time to provoke the White Hills. Not with Ramsay Snow coming to see us bend the knee.
The hell with Ramsay Snow, the bastard.
Garrett, you
The
understand
bastard.
what this means. You killed a Bolton, and Ramsay Snow will want his retribution.
That guy, though.
We're the ones that should be demanding retribution. This happened on Forrester land.
They killed my family.
And they'll pay for what they've done. That much I promise. But now is not the time for vengeance.
If not now, when?
We have to be smart. Ramsay Snow will be here within the week.
And he's a
And
tricksy
what would you
fellow.
have us do? Nothing.
I would have us use our heads, while they're still attached to our shoulders.
Gared has lost as much as anyone else within these walls. Maybe you can talk some sense into your uncle.
Garrett's suffered enough already. You ask too much of the boy.
He deserves to be heard.
My uncle's right. We need to be smart.
Smart. Eddard Stark was smart. And look where that got him. So, what's to be done?
I don't know.
Ultimately, it will be for Lord Ethan to decide.
He's just a boy who can barely hold a sword. He knows nothing of how to lead men.
He is the lord of this house, and he needs our help. It's bad enough the Boltons would have us bend the knee and swear fealty. But now, this will accuse you of murder, and us of protecting you.
The boy was just defending himself.
I'm not faulting him for what he did.
It wasn't murder. It was justice.
Not in their eyes.
But they have
It's
the
just
wrong
excuse
eyes.
Ramsay Snow would need to put us to the torch and kill us all.
I'd like to see them try.
I'm afraid it's a risk we cannot take, which is why you cannot stay.
Cannot stay. Duncan, the boy has suffered enough.
But where would I go?
Guess
The
they did
one
a wall.
place beyond the reach of even House Bolton.
You're sending him to the wall.
I knew it.
The boy's done nothing wrong.
Not in the eyes of the Boltons. I'm afraid it's the only solution,
I guess.
especially now, when the house is so vulnerable.
I'll do what's best for the house. So I'll go. I'm not afraid.
I know it doesn't seem fair, but it is what's best.
That's not cool, yo, but the wall is kind of
That
cool.
settles it then.
But it's kind of cold, so it's like
You can have my horse, and I'll see you have plenty of food. But we haven't much time. The White Hills will come looking for you.